all the speakers and moderator, and for Aflatoun team that already helped us to make this event available. So thank you so much, and of course, this is even this is the second international conference for Al-Khairat team. It's the first time for them to have like this international event. So yeah, yeah. I think it is a good start, and we hope that in the future we can collaborate and make another successful event like this one. Thank you again on behalf of the committee to all the speakers and the moderator and also the Aflatoon team. So before we start the actual event, before we open the waiting room for the participants to join in, is there anything that we need to double check before we start the actual event? Mufikul. Dr. Clark or the committee perhaps want to take a lead before we open the waiting room for the participant.
Okay. And and we also thanks to Dr. Gadir and also Dr. Hairun Nisa, Nancy, and also Zanora, special for Yali for their hard work. For the keynote speaker also, we awarded and we say thanks very much for their uh, uh, for this conference. And maybe we are going to start the conference.
Termofika, can you add Lulan? Lulan is already in the waiting room, the CEO.
Okay. Okay, Yali.
Is
So we can
waiting.
Yeah.
Maybe we can stop and start recording so that the first part will not be included in the meeting recording. Otherwise, we will have to edit. Thank you. Hi, Roland.
Halo Pak Rulan,
Hi, Roland.
Thank you Pak Rulan.
Lulan is well dressed today.
It's a special occasion. Of course, I'm well dressed.
Welcome to International Conference of ICIT, Pak Roland.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to the session.
We start to admit the people. Let the people in.
Ayo kita mulai. Yes. We can start the conference, Yaling.
Yes, please, Mofikor. I think we can start and open the waiting room for other participants to join.
Okay, we open the waiting room.
Okay, Yaling, maybe you can start the event.
So, Assalamualaikum. Welcome to the 2026 Second International Conference on Islamic Thought. It is truly a pleasure to see the participants join us from different countries. We will begin soon. While we wait, please check your audio. For a smooth session, please keep your microphone muted unless you are speaking so everyone can hear us clearly. Thank you very much for your patience. We will start soon.
Hello, good afternoon, Yaling. Can you start the?
Yes. Okay. Distinguished guests and respected scholars, Assalamualaikum and good day to you. Join us from all around the world. My name is Yaling, Regional Program Manager for Asia Pacific at Aflatoun International. It is my honor to serve as MC for today's sessions. Today, we gather for an important conversation on Islamic financial literacy for sustainable development. We are honored to be joined by the speakers from Indonesia, Jordan, and Pakistan, reflecting a truly global exchange of knowledge and experience. The webinar is a cooperation between Al-Khairat Islamic Institute Indonesia, Aflatoun International, and Lancaster Muteras Indonesia. Together, we are exploring how value-based social and financial education can empower next generation of Muslim youth to shape their own futures. To officially open the webinar, we are pleased to welcome two visionary leaders. First, we have Mr. Roland Monash, CEO of Aflatoun International, to share his reflection on advancing inclusive and value-based social and financial education through the global collaboration. Follow him, we will hear from Dr. Ali Rodil, Rector of the Al-Khairat Islamic Institute. He will offer his remarks and kindly lead us in the opening prayers. Mr. Lulan, the floor is yours.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon and good morning to everyone joining us from across the globe today. It's a real honor and pleasure to say a few words during the opening of this second international conference on Islamic thought. As CEO of Aflatoun International, I always do that, would like to iterate the importance of social and financial education for young people. Every day we see how it transforms young lives through our network of more than 400 partners across more than 100 countries. It is really empowering. It is important also to note that at Aflatoun, financial literacy is not just about money. It's really about social empowerment and giving children and youth the agency to shape their own lives. But in order for social and financial education to be truly transformative, it has to be inclusive. And that means catering for faith-based values and every specific socio-economic cultural situation. And that's why we're here today. We recognize that for millions of young people, especially in Islamic societies, financial inclusion requires more than just and access. It requires values alignment. And that is why we're here today. Today's theme, Islamic Financial Literacy for Sustainable Development, is the perfect example of how we align practical financial tools with deep-rooted ethical beliefs of the communities we serve. For years, my good friend Brian Lariche, and recently more and more of our partners across Asia and the MENA region, from grassroots NGOs to national governments like the Ministry of Religion in Indonesia and the Central Bank of Yemen, have been asking for a curriculum that reflects their faith-based values. And Aflatoun is answering that call, finally. We are currently developing a specialized Islamic finance supplement. It will build on our existing content, but the new supplement will be developed so that it can be integrated as a plug-in solution into our existing programs such as Aflatoun and Aflayouth. This is a collaborative effort. It's involving top-tier academics, as Yaling already mentioned, and regional experts and partners of the Aflatoun network to ensure it meets the specific needs, and it is also pedagogically innovative. The presence of experts here today from Indonesia, Jordan, and our international teams prove that this is truly a global movement with local expertise at its core. To learn more about the technical details and our progress, I encourage you to listen to my colleague Zunara, who will be speaking a little bit later. She's from Pakistan and she has been leading on the content side from Aflatoun this area. I would like to take this opportunity to invite governments, universities, financial institutions on the local call today to join us in this movement. This is a unique opportunity to help shape an educational movement that will empower millions of Muslim children and youth and beyond. Please feel free to reach out to our partner Lekdes Nusantara or our regional program managers who are here today. You have heard Yaling. Nancy is here as well for the MENA region. After the call, you can explore how we can partner together. As I close, Aflatoun's success is built on long-term trust. And I want to thank our co-host, Lekdes Nusantara in Indonesia again, because they have been a partner of more than 17 years. And I also would like to thank the Al-Khairat Islamic Institute. Your leadership is the foundation for this global dialogue and an important contribution to the content development. With that, I would like to wish you all a successful meeting and hand it back to Yaling. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lulan, for your thoughtful, inspiring remarks. I now welcome Dr. Ali Rodio, Director of Al-Khairat Islamic Institute. Dr. Ali, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Honorable Colin Monash, Chief Executive Officer of the Aflatoun International, the Honorable Yaling Chow, Regional Coordinator for Asia at Aflatoun International, Honorable Speakers, distinguished academics, practitioners, and all participants of the International Conference on Islamic Finance. First of all, let us express our gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for His blessing and mercy, which allows together in this important academic forum in good health. As Director of Al-Khairat Islamic Institute, Pamekasan, I warmly welcome and highly appreciate the organization of this international conference. This event represents a meaningful collaboration and an important platform for sharing knowledge, research, and experiences in the field of Islamic finance in the international level. Distinguished participants, as a higher education institutions, Al-Khairat Institute, Pamekasan is committed to contributing to the development of Islamic finance, particularly through education, research, and community engagement. We believe that Islamic finance is not only a field of study but also a practical system that promotes justice, transparency, and social welfare. Three-fourths, strengthening Islamic financial literacy among students and the wider academic communities and is an important priority. So academic program and collaborative initiative which strive to cover students with both theoretical understanding and practical skill in Sharia finance. We also recognize that collaboration with various partners is essential in achieving these goals. In this regard, we highly value and extend our deepest gratitude of gratitude to Aflatoun International for its collaboration and significant contribution in supporting this conference and raising our global perspective. We believe that the ideas, discussion, and recommendation emerging from this conference will provide a valuable contribution in the expansion of Islamic finance, and will strengthen the role of Islamic education institution in responding to contemporary challenges. Finally, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to our parties who have supported the success of this event. May this conference run smoothly and produce meaningful outcomes for the development of knowledge and the betterment of society. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless this event, grant us beneficial knowledge and guide us efforts to greater good of the Ummah. Amin. Allahumma amin. Let's pray together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. O Allah, most merciful, most compassionate, we praise and thank you for all the blessing, mercy, and grace you have bestowed upon us. On this place occasions, we humbly ask you to bless them, except the International Conference on Islamic Finance. O Allah, make this forum a blessed gathering of knowledge on that produce clear and insightful to wise solution and meaningful innovation for the development of Islamic finance, especially in Indonesia, and for the advancement of the global Muslim community. So Allah grant us beneficial knowledge, deep understanding, and the ability to implement the principle of Islamic finance in real life, particularly within Islamic education. Guide us so that we may instill Islamic financial literacy in the next generation with wisdom, sincerity, and responsibility. O Allah, strengthen the cooperation among academics, practitioners, educational institutions, and all stakeholders so that together we may build an Islamic financial system that is just, transparent, and beneficial for people. O Allah, make all our effort and endeavors and worships accepted by you, and open the way for the establishment of Islamic finance that brings real impact to the welfare and society. Our Lord, accept from us. Indeed, you are the all-hearing, all-knowing, and forgive us. For indeed, you are the most forgiving, the most merciful. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Thank
wabarakatuh.
you, Dr. Ali, for your wise words and opening prayer. We now move to our next part of the program, the expert panel discussion. In this session, we will hear the perspective and experience from different countries. It is my pleasure to introduce our moderator, Dr. Krishinda from the State University of Surabaya, Indonesia. Dr. Krishinda, over to you.
All right. Thank you, Yaling. Am I audible? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, good. So, good afternoon for everyone who attends this conference. So welcome to the main session of the second International Conference on Islamic Thought 2026. This year, we dive into a critical intersection of faith and also progress with our theme of Islamic financial literacy for sustainable development. I'm Dr. Clara Sinta-Jangge, and I'm honored to be your moderator for the session today. So we have a distinguished panel of experts who will help us to unpack how Islamic financial principles can drive global sustainability. Before we begin, just quick reminder. So each speaker will have approximately 10 minutes and followed by a combined Q&A session. So for the audience, you may drop your question in the chat box at any time and I will read it later on. To start our discussion, I'm pleased to introduce our first speaker, Dr. Hadir Ahmad Khalil. Dr. Hadir is an assistant professor at Islamic Banking at Zarqa Private University, Jordan. She brings a wealth of knowledge on the academic of Islamic banking, Sharia compliant finance, Islamic microfinance, financial engineering, as well as digital finance. She has published widely and brings experience as an academic, consultant, trainer, and also content creator in Islamic finance. So, Dr. Hadir, the floor is yours.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
يسعدني جدا أن أكون بينكم في الدورة الثانية للمؤتمر الدولي للفكر الإسلامي. حديثنا اليوم عن الوعي المالي الإسلامي، وهو ضرورة استراتيجية لإشراك القوة البشرية الأكبر في مجتمعنا وهم الشباب، وهم في مسيرة التنمية المستدامة. تفضل أحمد.
Peace, mercy, and blessings of Allah be upon you. I am deeply honored to be among you today at the Second International Conference on Islamic Thought. Our discussion today on Islamic financial literacy is a strategic necessity to engage the largest segment of our societies, which is the youth, in the journey of sustainable development.
في ظل شعارنا اليوم في المؤتمر نحو محو الأمية المالية من أجل التنمية المستدامة، يجب أن ندرك أن المصرفية الإسلامية هي ليست مجرد منتجات بديلة، بل هي منظومة قيمية تخاطب تطلعات الجيل الجديد.
In the context of our conference theme, Financial Literacy for Sustainable Development, we must recognize that Islamic banking is not merely a set of alternative products, but a value-based system that resonates with the aspirations of the new generation.
الشباب اليوم يبحثون عن الاستثمار المسؤول، والتمويل الإسلامي يقدم لهم ذلك من خلال مبدأ المشاركة في المخاطر والأرباح، أي ما يسمى بالغرم والارتباط الوثيق بالاقتصاد الحقيقي.
Today's youth seek for responsible investment, and Islamic finance offers exactly that through the principle of risk and reward sharing, which is in Arabic al-ghurm bil-ghurm, and its deep-rooted connection to the real economy.
نحن لا نمول ديونا، بل نمول أصول وتنمية، وهذا هو جوهر الاستدامة الذي يبحث عنه جيل Z والأجيال القادمة.
We do not finance any debt. We finance assets and growth. This is the essence of sustainability taught by Gen Z and future generations.
سنتحدث الآن عن المبادئ الجوهرية في النظام المالي الإسلامي. أولاً تحريم الربا، وهو المبدأ الأشهر، حيث يمنع تقاضي فائدة محددة مسبقاً على القروض، لأن المال في الإسلام هو وسيلة للتبادل وليس سلعة تباع وتشترى مقابل وحدة الزمن.
Right now, we are going to discuss about the core pillars of Islamic finance. First of all is prohibition of riba, or also known as usury, the most prominent principle where predetermined interest on loans is prohibited. In Islam, money is a medium of exchange and not a commodity to be sold at a premium solely based on time.
ثانياً تقاسم المخاطر والأرباح، فالقاعدة الشرعية تقول الغنم بالغنم، أي أن العلاقة بين البنك والعميل هي علاقة شراكة، لأن إذا ربح المشروع سيتشاركان معا في الأرباح، وإذا خسر سيتحمل كل من الأطراف المتشاركة حسب مساهمة كل منهما.
The second core pillar of Islamic finance is risk and profit sharing. Based on the legal maxim al-ghunm bil al-ghurm, the relationship between the bank and the client is a partnership. They share profits, and in the event of loss, both parties will bear the loss according to their respective contributions.
ثالثاً تحريم الغرر والجهالة، حيث يشترط الوضوح التام في العقود، فأي معاملة تقوم على المقامرة أو على عدم اليقين في الثمن أو السلعة تعتبر باطلة، مما يحمي المتعاملين من الاستغلال.
The third core pillars of Islamic finance is prohibition of gharar, or in English also known as uncertainty. Absolute clarity in contracts is mandatory. Any transaction based on gambling or excessive uncertainty or excessive risk regarding price or commodity is unacceptable or void, protecting any participants from exploitation.
رابعاً الارتباط بالاقتصاد الحقيقي، فالتمويل الإسلامي لا يتعامل مع الأرقام الورقية فقط، بل يجب أن يكون هناك أصل حقيقي خلف كل عملية تمويل، مما يمنع حدوث الفقاعات الاقتصادية.
The fourth core pillars of Islamic finance is the connection to the real economy. Islamic finance does not deal with mere paper numbers. Every financing transaction must be backed by a real asset, which prevents any formation of economic bubbles.
المحور الثاني الذي نتحدث عنه اليوم هو القيم والأخلاقيات التي يتمتع بها النظام المالي الإسلامي. أولاً العدالة والإنصاف والعدالة التوزيعية، حيث يهدف التمويل الإسلامي إلى منع تركز الثروة في يد فئة قليلة، ويشجع على تداول المال لتنشيط المجتمع، كما قال الله تعالى: كي لا يكون دولة بين الأغنياء منكم.
The second aspect that we are going to discuss today is the ethical values of Islamic finance. First of all is justice, fairness, and distributive justice. Islamic finance aims to prevent the concentration of wealth among the few, encouraging the circulation of capital to revitalize society, as stated in the Quran, so that it may not circulate only among the rich among you.
ثانياً الأمانة والشفافية، فالالتزام بمبدأ الإفصاح، يجب على كل طرف بيان جميع التفاصيل المتعلقة بالسلعة أو بشروط التعاقد بدون أي غش أو تدليس.
The second one, integrity and transparency. Commitment to the principle of full disclosure, where every party must clarify all the details, all the terms regarding the commodity or contract terms without any deception.
ثالثاً الاستثمار المسؤول اجتماعياً، حيث يمنع تمويل الأنشطة التي تضر بالمجتمع أو الفرد، مما يجعله يلتقي مع معايير الاستدامة العالمية.
The third one, socially responsible investment, or also known as SRI. Financing activities harmful to any individuals or society is prohibited, aligning Islamic finance with global environmental, social, and governance, or also known as ESG standards.
المحور الثالث الذي نتحدث عنه اليوم هو الغايات والمقاصد، وأول مقصد من مقاصد الشريعة الإسلامية هو حفظ المال بتنميته وحمايته من الضياع.
The third aspect that we are going to discuss today is Maqasid al-Sharia. The first one is preservation of wealth by growing and protecting our capital from any loss.
ثانياً رواج المال، حيث يضمن حركته في الأسواق بدلاً من اكتنازه.
The second one is circulation of wealth, ensuring its movement in the market and economy instead of just hoarding.
ثالثاً الوضوح لتقليل النزاعات بين الناس.
And the third one is clarity, which minimizing disputes between parties.
رابعاً كفاية الفرد وحفظ كرامته، حيث يتم توفير حد الكفاية للإنسان، بحيث يضمن النظام المالي الإسلامي للفرد الحصول على احتياجاته الأساسية.
The fourth one, sufficiency and dignity, providing a level of sufficiency for the individual, ensuring the financial system meets basic needs.
خامساً التوازن بين المصلحة الخاصة والعامة، فالتمويل الإسلامي لا يمنع الربح الشخصي لكنه ينضبط بعدم الإضرار بالمصلحة العامة.
The fifth point, balance between private and public interests. Islamic finance does not forbid any personal profit, but regulates it through the objective of no harm to the public interest.
سادساً ثبات الأموال واستقرار المعاملات، حيث يهدف التشريع المالي الإسلامي إلى تحقيق الاستقرار في الأسواق من خلال منع المقامرة والمخاطرات غير المحسوبة.
The sixth one, financial stability, which Islamic finance aims for market stability by prohibiting any gambling or uncalculated risk, thus protecting the economy from any disaster and shocks.
لكن كيف نجعل هذه القيم في متناول يد الشباب؟ السهولة هي العملة الجديدة، فلم يعد كافيا أن يكون المنتج حلالا، بل يجب أن يكون سهل الوصول أيضا.
However, how do we put these values into the hands of the youth? Accessibility is the new currency. It's no longer enough for a product just to be halal, but it must also be simple and easy to use.
إن تفعيل أدوات التكنولوجيا المالية مثل المصرفية المفتوحة والعقود الذكية وتقنيات البلوكتشين والذكاء الاصطناعي هي الجسر الذي يعبر من خلاله الشباب نحو المصرفية الإسلامية.
Leveraging financial technology, or also known as fintech, such as open banking, smart contracts, blockchain, and AI, is the bridge that will carry the youth toward Islamic banking.
فالخدمات المصرفية المفتوحة تتيح للشباب الوصول للخدمات المتوافقة مع الشريعة عبر هواتفهم الذكية بكل سهولة.
So, open banking will provide the youth with seamless access to Sharia compliant services via smartphones.
وتبسيط العقود، حيث علينا ترجمة الفقه المالي المعقد إلى تطبيقات رقمية سهلة الاستخدام.
The second one, simplifying contracts, which we must translate complex financial jurisprudence, which is ACAD, into user-friendly digital applications.
والتثقيف المالي الرقمي، حيث يمكن تمكين الشباب من فهم كيفية عمل المرابحة أو المشاركة من خلال محتوى رقمي جذاب.
Digital financial literacy, which empowering youth to understand how murabaha or musharaka work through engaging digital content.
ختاماً، إن تمكين المال للشباب من خلال المصرفية الإسلامية هو أقصر طريق لتحقيق التنمية المستدامة. نحن لا نريد شباباً مقترضين فحسب، نحن نريد شركاء معنا في التنمية يمتلكون الوعي المالي المنضبط بأخلاقيات ديننا الحنيف.
In conclusion, empowering youth financially through Islamic banking is the shortest path to sustainable development. We do not merely want youth who are borrowers, who are people who only know to make loans. We want youth who are partners in development, possessing financial awareness disciplined by ethics of our noble faith.
دعوتنا اليوم هي لدمج التكنولوجيا المالية مع مقاصد الشريعة لنصنع نظاماً مالياً رحباً أخلاقياً ومتاحاً للجميع بضغطة زر. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Our call today is to integrate fintech with the objective of Sharia to create a vast, ethical financial system accessible to all at the touch of a button. Thank you for your kind attention. Peace, mercy, and blessings of Allah be upon you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Hadi, for a very insightful exploration about how we can have an intersection of youth involvement and also the ethical values in the Islamic finance. Before we proceed to the next speaker, I would like to invite the audience if there is any question regarding what Dr. Kadir already present. You may drop the question in the question box, or you may hands up. All right, we have one question here from Ibu Rizka. Please, Ibu Rizka. We cannot hear you. Your microphone is still off, Buriska. Sorry. All right, Buriska, you may proceed with the question.
Can you hear
Udah.
me?
Yeah, sure. We can hear you clearly.
Is it clearly?
Yes.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My question is, can Islamic financial principle be taught effectively through AI or global platforms? That's number one. And number two, what do you think about digital trends such as online gambling, Sharia economy? That's all. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I'm sorry,
boleh.
it's not quite clear here, but if I can make some sort on that, the first question is about the involvement of AI in the financial transaction, kind of, in the Islamic financial transaction. Is that correct?
Yes.
And the second one is about the digital transaction, but using in gambling, if I'm not mistaken. So there are two questions. The first question is about what do you think about the AI involvement in the Islamic financial transaction, and the second one is about the how about the digital transaction but
Online
using in gambling, online game, online game. Pardon, is it online game? Yes. All right.
Yes.
So Dr. Kadir.
في البداية في السؤال الأول، هل يمكن لمبادئ الشريعة الإسلامية أن يتم دمجها مع الذكاء الاصطناعي وتحقيق منافع قصوى؟ طبعا بالطبع يمكن دمج الذكاء الاصطناعي مع الشريعة الإسلامية وتحقيق منافع كثيرة جدا من خلال منصات التمويل الجماعي ومن خلال منع التحيز الخوارزمي والشفافية الرقمية وغيرها الكثير من الأمور التي يمكن أن نعتمد عليها في الذكاء الاصطناعي.
Yes, we can integrate the artificial intelligence with the principle of Sharia. With the integration, we can achieve a lot of things, such as, first of all, we will prohibit the cryptocurrency that will bring into gambling, that will bring into speculation, and also we can achieve a lot of advantage towards the Islamic finance. At the same time, we can encourage the youth with the financing website such as GoFundMe, and this will make the youth more aware about the situation of Islamic finance right now.
بالنسبة للسؤال الثاني عن الميسر الرقمي، السؤال أصبح الشباب يتعاملون بالميسر الرقمي، ولكن دورنا هو توعية الشباب وتثقيفهم بحرمة الميسر الرقمي، سواء من خلال منصات الرقمية، منصات التداول الرقمية، أو ما يسمى بالفوركس، أو حتى المزادات الإلكترونية. هذا هو دورنا، الوصول إلى الشباب وتوعيتهم بحرمة الميسر حتى لو كان رقميا. المشكلة أن هناك الأشخاص يتعاملون أو يستخدمون التكنولوجيا بطريقة غير موافقة لأحكام الشريعة الإسلامية.
For the second questions, our task is to increase the literacy and the awareness of the youth about the prohibition of gambling. First of all, gambling is prohibited in Islam. So any form of gambling, which is such as trading or any speculation or forex or any form of trading, online gambling will be prohibited in Islam. So our task here is to increase the literacy and make the youth aware about the prohibition of the gambling. And if their literacy will increase, then our task will be easy.
All
Inshallah.
right. All right. Thank you, Dr. Khadir. So in short, we can safely say that literacy is kind of very important, particularly for the youth itself. And of course, we have to also have to instill the ethical values and give knowledge for the youth itself about the ethical finance that's one of the values in the Islamic finance itself. All right. So before we proceed to the next presenter, I think it would be better for us if we have our group's photo session. Still, is Mr. Roland and also Magda still here, right? And also, Pak Ali Ridho is also still here. So I think before we proceed to the next presenter, we will take the group photo session first. Is that okay? All right. So I will lead the group photo session. I will take the photo in 1, 2, and 3. A moment. Wait. A moment. All right. So is anyone from the committee also can assist me on that to take the picture? All right, because we have like several slides. So we will take it once again in 1, 2, and 3. All right. All right. Thank you, everyone. So next, we will proceed to this our second speaker. Previously, Dr. Khadir already speaking from her perspective. Now we will move to the perspective of Indonesia. I'm delighted to welcome our prominent speaker, Dr. Hairunisa Musari, an associate professor at the an assistant professor at UIN Khas Jember, and also associate at the International Association of Islamic Finance. Her work on Suku, Wakaf, Islamic Sustainable Finance, Circular Economy, and also Islamic Nano-Finance, as well as Islamic Helix, are widely recognized. And she also has published widely and spoken at numerous academic and professional events. And also has been recognized among the most influential women in Islamic business and finance. So, Dr. Hayanisa, we look forward to your presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Clara Sinta. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for Al-Khairat Pamekasan for inviting me to be a part of this forum. My deepest gratitude and thank you to Mr. Roland, CEO of Aflatoun International, Dr. Ali Ridho, Director of Al-Khairat, and all the speakers and moderator, also for the Aflatoun team, Yaling, Magda, and Mariam also, and all special thanks to all participants. I would like to share my part of my research journey, and I would like to share in this forum the development sustainability paradox, and I would like to propose Islamic financial literacy as the moderator variable in modeling sustainable development. You can find myself from these links. And this is my short bio. And this is my agenda. I would like to share about the paradox of development and sustainability. Why we can call there is a paradox between the development and sustainability. It can be explained from this slide. There is a conflict between economic and human development, and we have several research, several studies which shows about the several regions who indicate about the conflict between economic and human development. So human development make us surprised because there is also the anomaly, there is a conflict with the sustainability also. In GCC countries, we can find several empirical studies which indicated that human capital in GCC countries doesn't help in preventing the degradation of the environment in this region. Also in ASEAN region, we have no countries, member states in low human development category, but the surprise thing for us because ASEAN also face the problem in ecological footprint. Most of the several of the ASEAN member states are in the very high human development index, but they are also contribute in producing the ecological footprint. So maybe I can provide hypothesis. There is a strong possibility of a correlation between human development and ecological footprint. The higher of human development index, the higher of sustainable development goals index, the higher also for the ecological footprint. I provided selected case in OIC member countries. You can see here, particularly for Qatar, the highest ecological footprint in cluster for very high human development. And you can see the ecological footprint is in line also with the human development index and also for sustainable development goals index. This is the high human development. We can see here the countries are more than the very high human development, the amount of the countries, I mean, and this is the medium and low human development. So from this data, we can say for today, maybe this is a hypothesis. There is the higher of human development index, the higher of sustainable development goals index, also the higher of ecological footprint. We can find from several selected studies. And this is my proposed Islamic financial literacy can be moderator variable in modeling sustainable development. This is why, because if we refer to Maqasid Al-Syariah Development Index, there are 5 or 6 dimensions because Hifzul Al-Bi'ah, Riayatul Al-Bi'ah also today is a part of the Maqasid Al-Syariah. And this is, I try to convert the condition into the statistic equation model. And this is the equation model. And also this is hypothesis, the interaction between human development and ecological pressures is not structurally deterministic, but rather behaviorally contingent. Islamic financial literacy serves as a moderator mechanism that reshapes the translation of capacity expansion into consumption and production patterns. And this is, I share also about the survey of Gen Z, Generation Z in Indonesia, about the survey about literacy of Islamic financial technology. And based on this study, I think there is a hope for Indonesian people in the future, for the understanding, for the awareness of the Gen Z today, for Islamic financial literacy. I think it's enough from me, and this is main references because this is a part of my research journey. Yeah, move to Dr. Clara Sinta.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Hairunisa. It's very insightful, whereby a very powerful human development correlates with the greater ecological footprints, and also there is some proposition that when we integrate Islamic financial literacy into the models, I mean into development of the human development itself, it can offer us pathway towards a sustainable human progress within ecological boundaries. Means that Islamic financial literacy will support the sustainability of the Islamic finance itself. All right. So now let's move to our third speaker. Our third speaker today is Nancy Abu Hanyane. Nancy is the Regional Program Manager for the Middle East and North Africa at Aflatoun International. So Nancy will provide us with a regional perspective of the challenge and success of these programs in the MENA region. So Nancy, the session is yours.
Thank you very much. And Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I thank you for the... Thank you. Actually, just let me know if you can see my screen, please.
All right, clear.
Clear.
May you make it in slides?
Okay. I would like to start with the beginning of the Islamic finance issue, because as we are working in the international context, I was wondering how to start with the Islamic finance. And the first question was to me is Islamic finance only for Muslims? And maybe this will lead us to the procedure or to the start of the conversation, because the Islamic finance is a common misconception across global audiences. Islamic finance is based on ethical principles, not religious exclusivity, and there are so many core values that Dr. Qadir mentioned earlier, like fairness, transparency, risk sharing, social responsibilities. And this is maybe the way how we can start talking and maybe make it like bridging the culture of Islamic finance to other cultures and other finance systems. And that will increasing adoption by non-Muslims and global institutions and markets. So Islamic finance is rooted in ethical and value-based principles such as fairness, transparency, and these are universal concepts that appeal to a much broader audience beyond religion. In fact, nowadays, many non-Muslim individuals, investors, and even global financial institutions start engaging with Islamic finance because of its ethical framework and risk management approach. So rather than seeing Islamic finance as exclusive, we should position it as inclusive and value-driven, with the potential to contribute to more responsible financial system globally. And this can guide or lead us to more justice in this finance world or in the financial. Why this matters? Because there is a rapid growth of Islamic finance I'm talking about the MENA. So there is a very huge movement toward adapting Islamic finance and start talking about or seeing the finance or the banking system as Islamic and non-Islamic. So this is the growth itself can lead to more demand into Islamic system. Increasing demand of accessibility and clarity need to connect knowledge with real impact. The Islamic finance nowadays reached around $4 trillion in global assets, marking grow by like 15% annually. It's considered one of the fastest growing financial sector globally, with a presence in 80 plus countries. So how we can start? In my own perspective, it's the language here. And maybe so many of the audience now were like struggling with mixing Arabic and English together just to understand the concepts and the basics of the finance, the Islamic finance. Because of the core concepts originate basically in Arabic, like the examples mudaraba, musharaka, riba, and so on. The translation often loses the meanings. And I was in one of the trainings, we were using one of the books that translated from English to Arabic, and the Arabic translator used the word riba or فائدة ربوية for interest. And that was like the shock for the audience, because they was like, what are you going to teach our children or the youth something haram? And that was the mixing between the word riba and the word interest. So Islamic finance is deeply rooted in Arabic, but when translated, important technical and ethical meanings can be partially lost. So this is a very, very simple example how we can translate or lost on translation. The core challenge is language gap. Financial terms used in both Arabic and English, same concept explained differently across contexts, and also there is limited clarity for non-experts, especially me. This leads to confusion and inconsistent application. I put this ayah like أحل الله البيع وحرم الربا. The selling, buying is approved, or and the riba or the interest, sorry, is prohibited, and the riba word has to be carefully translated, because if you say interest, you will lose the deep meaning of this phrase. Okay. So what we need is, from my point of view as somebody who's working with children, with systems, with education system, basically is the bridging between two systems. The Islamic finance is values-driven and principle-based. Modern finance is system-driven and technical. Then we're not talking about something about conflict between Islamic finance and modern finance. We're talking about bridging, having one system or the best out of both systems to be like adapted and to start talking about financial literacy to children. And both operate in the same markets and institutions, so the challenge is aligning meaning, not just mechanism. What else? How we can go forward? First of all, is to standardize terminology. We need to start focus on the terminology, the expressions, the definitions of each phrase in the Islamic finance, just to make it closer, more clear to people all around the globe, then start teaching or bridging the system. Then moving to simplify financial language to make it accessible beyond experts. What next? After we agree on the language, we can go to the capacity building. And this is very important step into start using the financial the Islamic financial system, because it strengthens institutions' use of terminology, equip professionals and educators, then develop tools and reference framework. The huge movement is the education integration. In Aflatoun, we use the terminology national integration, and this is to adapt to national contexts, align with country priorities, and collaborate with governments. And this is the highest degree of the financial literacy in Aflatoun, using the curricula and the materials that we develop in the public schools to teach children on the financial education just from the early beginning. Let's go to what works in practice. Also from Aflatoun International Experience, we can start with development of the material, then contextualization and aligning with the systems, then localization. Localization is adapt to culture and language, because again, it's about culture, language, and certain expressions. On the youth and opportunity, there is low financial literacy among youth. I believe it's not a MENA region issue only, it's a global issue for the financial literacy between youth. We need for practical hands-on learning, and this is the active learning method in Aflatoun's methodology. Then linking the knowledge to real-life application. The bigger opportunity is Islamic finance can drive financial inclusion, entrepreneurship and jobs, and social impact. I want to highlight the social impact about zakah, sadaqah, and all those benefits for the society while using the Islamic finance. Lastly, and the final message is language enables inclusion and access, capacity enables application, education enables sustainability. So we're going from theory to real impact. Thank you. Please drop any question in the chat or I can hear you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Nancy, for your insightful practice. And I think it's quite good information that in MENA region, the growth of Islamic finance is quite high. It's I think if I'm not mistaken, on your slide you mentioned that it's around like 14, 15%, right? So it's also giving us the challenge that we have to face when we try to instill the Islamic finance literacy, especially for the youth. All right. So now, finally, to round out our panel, we have Zunara Nauman joining us from the Aflatoun International. So Zunara is serve as an education technical specialist and focusing on how we can practically implement financial literacy program across diverse regions. And also, Zunara, are you already here with us?
Yeah,
Okay, sure. So Zunara, please go ahead.
thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum to everyone. So by chance, I am the last speaker, so we'll have the opportunity to inculcate everything what our respected colleagues have already shared. At the same time, and very fortunately, from the Aflatoun international platforms, I am here with a solution, with an effective, adaptable, locally customizable, scalable solution to the problem that we have been discussing. But before we jump to the solution, let me take you a quick walkthrough of what the actually problem is we all are discussing at the moment. Allow me a moment to share my screen with you. Please confirm if you see my screen. Yes?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Clear.
Okay. I'll introduce myself in detail in coming slides, but before that, let's see that what is the finance and banking related confusion that our Muslim youth is actually facing at the moment. When they hear crypto wallet bonus, what is this? Double your savings faster. Everyone here on the platform, just recall the teachings from our holy book. The excessive profit, rapid profit. What does it mean? Open your e-wallet and earn rewards. Daily profits on your savings, no loss. Buy now, pay later. 0% down payment. Flexible repayment opportunity. And instant micro loan approved. Too good to be true. These are all the catchy statements which our young people listen every day at the social media from the banks, and this is more than what the people of our generation used to hear. This is the confusion. And let me share with you a few youth voices from Indonesia. Let's first listen to Ika. She's a medical student in Indonesia. And please confirm if the voice is audible.
Hello, I'm Ika.
Is the voice audible?
Yes, clear.
Okay.
From Indonesia. And Indonesia, we are as famous as most of the people, the majority as Muslim, but we don't have really enough understanding about Islamic finance, especially for the Sharia bank and how to save our money safely and in halal way. Because if we use conventional bank, it has correlation with the interest, and then interest in Islam considering as the haram thing. So we as young people, we need more guidance and understanding about how we can save our money in Islamic bank or in Sharia way. That's as the part of our worship, that to protect our wealth in halal way as well. Okay, thank you.
So now let's listen to Sami. He's 17 years old and from Indonesia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sami Gunawan and I'm 17 years old. And I've been saving money from small scale and helping my uncle's shop in Pontianak. I went to the bank with my mom to open an account. The staff explained two options. So the first one, a savings account that gives fixed return. And a second one, a current account that doesn't. At school, I learned that saving is good and investing helps your money grow. But my grandmother told me that interest is not halal. So I got confused. If the savings account's fixed interest, should I avoid it? But if I keep my money at home, I might spend it. I just wanted an answer that makes sense. How can I save safely, grow my money the right way, and still follow Islamic principles? Living in Indonesia with a large number of Muslims, I do believe I'm not the only child with these questions. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.
And now let's listen to Rika. She's in 6th semester student.
Hi everyone, my name is Heka and I'm 6th semester at Aflatoun University. Last year, I started using my money in a wallet and really want to learn about a fintech app to manage my money. My friends were thinking about a Bitcoin and how it can grow fast. I feel excited but also uneasy. The app showed returns, fees, and sometimes even interest-like terms. And I kept thinking, is it aligned with my faith? Is it real investment or a speculation? I'm taking a risk that Islam warned us about. I didn't want to miss opportunities, but I also didn't want to make a choice I regret spiritually and financially. What I needed was a simple, a clear way to check what Sharia aligned, understand the risks, and learn several alternatives, not just obedience, but a practical guide for student life. Thank you.
Thank you. And dear fellows, when I share the solution with you, please remember these three conversations. And thank you very much, our partners from Indonesia, who provided us more than 10 such testimonials. And we selected these three just because of the voice quality. But the issues have been same in the Indonesia. The story is not only about the Indonesia. I'm Zunaira Noman, I'm a Muslim, and I'm from Pakistan, from South Asia. I have three children. My youngest one is 13 years old. And unfortunately, let me say unfortunately, in the schools, financial literacy is still not part of the national curriculum. Since I joined Aflatoun International, she used to hear and observe me a lot talking about savings, budgeting, and careful spending and all that. So one day she came to me and asked me to take her to bank to open her bank account with her pocket money. And when the officer asked her, do you want a saving account or a current account? So instead of her, I responded that she should have a current account. And she started interrogating, why did you say the current account? While on the savings, I can have more money every month. So I had to explain her. But I've realized that she still has with so many confusions, and she decided not to open the bank account to better keep the money at home. Not only with the scenario is not only with this 13-year girl, this is also with my son who is 18-year-old, and he earns money with through some AI stuff. And to make more money, because he's more conscious and more Gen Z, he is more into crypto, but he's a bit more religious conscious. And he's always investigating and coming to me and my husband that if I invest this much amount in the crypto, this is the return. How can I be aligned on what my religion or what the ethics are? And he's still confusing. And it's been more than 1.5 years. He hasn't been able to invest in crypto yet. Myself, Zunara Numan, being a Muslim, having more than 20 years of experience, working with young people, with youth, and especially working for the future of work, for the world of work, with the employability, empowerment, entrepreneurship for the young people. I can be from some of the strongest witnesses that how much we all need to work with an effective, scalable, adaptable, and locally customizable solution. Because the issue is not only with Indonesia. As I shared my story, it is the global issue with all the young Muslim community from all the Muslim diaspora. We can go into the terminology later, but at least at the moment, let's focus on the Muslim diaspora and the young people like mine, like yours, how they are keeping themselves deprived to leverage the benefits of modern economy, of fintech, digital finance, just because they do not have guidelines, they do not have proper guidance or the clarity of what is good and how, if something is not appropriate, what are the options or how they can work around to make that aligned with their values and all that. Okay, so let me take you, before we go into the solution even, let me have you a quick walkthrough of the data to make us think again that how critical it is to come up with the solution. The resources for every data that I'm going to share are available after this call. I can share with you. However, the global Islamic finance market is projected to expand USD 12.5 trillion by 2033. What the data tells us that there is the need of solution and there is acceptance. And through the Islamic finance, the need can be served well. The expectation, the forecast is telling us this. Second, in 2024, the Middle East and Africa, only these two regions led the Islamic finance market with a 53.4% share, generating USD 1.1 trillion in revenue. Again, the Islamic finance is needed. And if it is there somewhere where it is serving the need. Another thing, the accounting for over 70.1% of the total market. So this is the big share that the Islamic banking had across the globe. This was another aspect, that how the Islamic banking or Islamic finance has been part of the global share and how it has been serving the need across the globe. The other aspect, look at the demographic momentum. By 2050, Muslim population is expected to increase by 73%. 73%. Through the previous data I shared, it is established that there is need for Islamic finance, Islamic guidelines, and wherever it has been, it satisfactorily served the purpose. Number two, the population who will need this guideline is increasing drastically by 73% in coming years. Okay. And at the third aspect, these three young people and many young people like these who do need it. I repeat, we have seen there is a established data that where Islamic finance has been, it served the purpose. Number two, Muslim population is going to increase. Number three, look at these three young people. Look at the confusion my children are having. Look at the confusion. Listen to the voices that your children have. And then it brings us to another aspect. What the situation is currently. Financial literacy in Muslim majority countries average around 28% only, which is significantly lower than the global average of 60%.
Nara,
Yes, sir.
sorry for interruption. Your screen has been frozen since you started the presentation,
Really?
people raising it on the chat, correct? Yes.
Yeah. Where it was?
It was on the introductory page.
Come on, I have been gone through so many slides. Let me share it again. Okay, do you see now? Which slide it is?
Not yet. So now, demographic momentum.
Oh my God, every beautiful thing passed away just through my talk. I will quickly walk you through. Okay, so do you see the different blue boxes on my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so these were the captions I was saying that young people are passing through this confusion. And then here we had the youth voices. Do you see the three young people on my screen now?
Yes, you can go through.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we already had gone through, we have listened to their testimonials.
Yes,
And this is where I was sharing my personal story. Do you see it on the screen?
yes.
Yeah, okay. So here I was saying that this is not the issue only in Indonesia, but across the globe. Every youth is confused. And here I was sharing the market opportunity for the Islamic Finance Bank is projected to expand till USD 12.5 trillion. Is it the same screen on your side? Okay. And here I shared that how only Middle East and Africa region led the Islamic finance market with a 53.4% share, generating USD 1.1 trillion in revenue. These only two regions. And here how Islamic banking segment dominated in 2024, accounting for over 70.1% of the total market. So it is the same screen. I'm just reconfirming it. Yes?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
about the domination of Islamic banking sector.
Yes, and here is
So it's demographic. Yes.
Yeah, demographic momentum. So by this slide, I was sharing that if we look at the data, that on one side we see the Islamic finance has served there was need and it served the purpose. On the other side, I am sharing that the Muslim population is expected to increase by 73%. And on the third side, I am saying, look at these three young people from Indonesia and think of my children, think of all many children at your houses who are going through these confusions. And look at the current situation where we are, belonging to the Muslim diaspora, where we are at the moment. Forget about the Islamic financial literacy. Even if it is only about financial literacy in Muslim majority countries, it averages around 28%, which is lower than the global average of 60%. So the point I'm trying to make at the moment with this sentence is that before we jump for the Islamic financial literacy, we need to first think of the financial literacy. And then let's go for the next thing. As of mid of 2025, 86% of Muslims globally remained financially excluded. And it is double the rate of the other populations. In Indonesia case only, if we look at the data from 2025 and the months available from 2026, despite a high population, Islamic financial literacy in Indonesia is low, while the overall conventional literacy index was 38% in as per some reports. A recent 2025 report noted it was below 9% in Indonesia. And if I refer to the World Economic Forum, it says that as a human being, we make 35,000 decisions per day, and many of these decisions are related to financial consequences, even more in nowadays and after the COVID. Out of these 35,000 decisions, majority of these decisions are related to financial things. Do you see the red circle on my screen? Yes? Just trying to make sure we all are together. Okay. So despite the things that I shared with you, that Islamic banking has proved to be satisfying the need, the Muslim population is growing, things like that. Despite all these, we see the lesser participation. Why do we see the lesser participation? Let me take you through a reverse engineering process. Because our young people are underbanked. Just I gave the example of my own daughter. She did not decide to open the bank account because she was not aware. And they're excluded. They are missing on so many benefits. And then why? Because they are hesitant. Why? Because they were unable to reconcile modern finance with their core values or their whatever the religion they are following. They are unable to relate to that. Why it happened? Why they were unable to reconcile? Because there wasn't clarity. Why there was clarity? Because there was lack of knowledge of Islamic financial values, and before that, there was lack of financial literacy. So if we combine these two, perhaps we can skip this, we can skip this, we can skip this, and we can reach here. We can make sure that with the percentage, the Muslim community, Muslim population is increasing, growing, they can benefit, they can leverage all the benefits of modern finance, modern banking, and everything. This was the only one aspect of the story. I'm sorry, dear moderator, I cannot see the messages. If there is anything, please tell me here. I'll be following you. Okay, so this was the only one side of the story. Is if the major population of the world, which is the Muslim population, is outside the banking sector. It's excluded from the financial systems. There is another side of the story. And that part of the story or that side of the mirror is that the loss to the sector. If any colleagues from the banking sector is here, they might feel that if my children and the children of many other Muslims are not opening their bank accounts and not investing in crypto just because they are not clear, how loss this is happening to the sector, customer dropout, declining revenue, financial loss, weaker competitiveness, and so many things. Now let's come to the solution. Once we have all agree on the problem side, what is the solution? From Aflatoun International platform, where we are known for our global competitiveness to provide the solutions on the financial literacy. We are here with a solution that is, if we name it technically, it's an integrated supplement, which is with the plug-in approach. We are not asking or not presenting the solution which is to reinvent the wheel, but just align or support it with another wheel, which is an integrated supplement. What this supplement is, the core proposal here is an Islamic finance supplement, which is integrated into Aflatoun's flagship program. And even if it is not Aflatoun's flagship program, we can also adjust it whatever the financial literacy curriculum or the guidelines anyone is providing in their local context, and the supplement can be adapted according to that. The approach. This is with the plug-in approach, not the bolt-in. For example, it attaches to the existing modules, for example, on savings, spendings, and entrepreneurship, anything. We talk as the foundational financial literacy, age relevant, whether it is Aflatoun, or Aflayouth. There, for those foundational concepts, we come up with a plug-in approach. I will explain you later, and I will remain available to answer the questions in detail if there are any. We are proposing the weave approach here, integrating guidelines directly into the financial literacy curriculum to ensure informed choices and values alignment. Not enforcing, just presenting everything to our young people. This is how it is. This is how it is. It is up to you. What you would prefer in light of the guidance. I will discuss it again in detail. So the supplement, I am sharing at the moment the generic aspects of the supplement, just for your idea, the supplement to what we are calling the solution. The moderator, can you please? Yeah, please.
You have 1 minute left.
Okay, just give me 2 or 3 more minutes, please. Okay. Is my screen being shared with the 3 sections? Is it the same screen in front of you?
Yes, we can see the 3 sections.
Okay. So the first, just give me 3 or 4 minutes more. The first is about the foundational principles. If we are talking about in the financial curriculum, if we are talking about the investments, what does Islam say about the investments and all the musharaka and all those things that are the core of the Islamic guidelines? The foundational Islam principles, then the menu of the tools. Okay, whatever the tools, the specific tools, let's say for the crypto, it is crypto, or any specific bank accounts, credit notes, what the tool or instrument it actually is, where it does align with the Islamic financial values, and then it can be further adapted to the local options or the local providers and all that. And in this third section, which is more and more important, where we provide the opportunity to the learner, after they have known to the principles, they have done an evaluation, they do exercises, they go through the simulation activities to learn by or to decide by themselves, to choose by themselves. This follows the Islamic guidelines. And for this tool, this it does have, this it does not have, this it doesn't have the margin to adapt or flexibility. If should I go or should I not? And then I take you 2 ways it can be implemented. The one is the solution can be implemented. The one is that if let's say we talk about the Aflatoon's curriculum, if it is being implemented, the supplement can be implemented side by side each module. If we are talking about the investments, the chapter on investments from the Islamic supplement can be taught. On the other hand, if the financial literacy is already being implemented, the curriculum is already taught, then it can be delivered as a follow-up supplement, equally serving the purpose and equally supporting. I'm going through these quickly and just how Aflatoon can support you on this. We have the content leadership in this, educational excellence, implementation capacity, advocacy and knowledge sharing, and partnership support. So having the experience and expertise in all these areas, we are all here to come up and to support you with this solution. And I am taking you here. And the important thing that I already mentioned, that through this supplement, we are focusing on the learning, but not making them their perceptions. Informed and preparing the young people for informed and voluntary choices. We are not posing them like the traditional curricula, the single right view, but presenting what it is and then leaving it to them to choose between them. Thank you very much, and over to you, moderator. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Zinara. It is vital to bridge the gap within the modern financial literacy and also Sharia principles, particularly for the generation of Muslim youth. So now let's proceed to the Q&A. We now moved into our Q&A session. We have several interesting questions from the audience. They already sent to the chat box. So the first question, actually, this question is Dr. Khadir still with us or is already? So the first question is about how can an ideal contract mechanism be designed in e-commerce that aligns with the goal of saving money? I think this question can be addressed to all of the speakers here about how the ideal contract in the Islamic ideal contract to design in e-commerce or in transaction to align with the goal of saving money. And the second one is, I think, is from Dr. Ika Yunia, addressed particularly for Aflatoun. Perhaps Nancy or Zunara can address this question. It's about, based on your 20 years of experience, what are the greatest challenges in teaching both conventional and Sharia compliant financial literacy to the children and youth in developing countries? So particularly in the developing countries. So how does Aflatoun overcome these cultural barriers? Perhaps Zunara or Nancy can answer this question.
Can you please repeat the question?
Yes.
Okay. So based on your 20 years of experience, what are the greatest challenges in teaching financial literacy, both the conventional and also the Islamic ones, particularly to children and youth in developing countries? So how does you overcome these cultural barriers also?
Nancy, would you proceed or should I?
It's up to you. Anyway, I have an answer. The most challenging thing is maybe language and understanding now, because while you're explaining financial concepts, you have to double doing it by explaining the Islamic financial concepts. So we're talking about two groups of concepts. Second, there is a cultural perception challenge in many communities discussing money, especially with children. Sometimes it's not always encouraged. At the same time, Islamic finance concepts may be perceived as either too religious or too technical, which creates a barrier to engagement, especially among youth. And also, we can feel or see a gap between theory and real life application. Because, as mentioned before, about the gambling or Meiser through online gambling, and the digital or the fintech is developing rapidly nowadays. So each day we have something new, we have to test it. Is it allowed? Is it haram? Is it halal? And so on. For example, we had this great manual about cryptocurrency last year and in Aflatoun, but in my region, in the MENA region, I couldn't give this manual to the or nominate some partners to use it because it's not it's in the MENA region. They so many countries did not decide for now if it is legal or illegal. It's the same on the side of Islamic concepts or Islamic finance. This is I don't know if there is anything to add from Zunara's perspective.
Yes, thank you very much, Nancy, where you covered the cultural and the other aspect. I would like to shed light from the pedagogical point of view because I'm the technical person. From the pedagogical point of view, where from Aflatoun International, I take care of the youth component. We see that the globalization, the demographic changes, the psychographic changes, the youth, the young people who are actually the subject of the discussion, they have changed a lot, their attention spans and everything. So at the one side, we take care of what the Islamic values are and whatever we suggest on that. This is solidly with the collaboration of all the research centers, scholars, Islamic institutes and all that. Secondly, we keep in mind that who the learners are actually. The Islamic values are, the guidelines are there, but how to teach these? Perhaps we should not use the word of teaching. We at the moment would use the word better, the present these to our young people through such a pedagogy, through such a learning experience design that they do not feel pushed. They they are able to decide by themselves, choose by themselves that this is recommended or this can be, and still they do not feel stuck somewhere. We cannot afford for our young people to lose on the benefits of the modern economy and digital finance and all that. And the options are there. The banking sector is already with so many options from the Islamic perspective. So the supplement we are working on, it not only presents the comparison, the evaluation opportunity for the learners, but in their local context, what the options are available, what the flexibility is available within an option. If this feature does not align with my value, what alternative the provider is giving me, how can I have that? And so many things, so they do not feel stuck at anywhere, as well as our young people feel engaged. They feel they are actually the leading the process, and they are free to choose. And definitely we trust our young people. They are our future, and we know that as much as they are globalized, they are Gen Z aura, they are very much aligned and very much careful and concerned for the ethical and religious values as well. They are proud of us. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Zinara and also Nancy for the remarks. We have another question here about the AI, because as an AI advance across various sectors, it's increasingly disrupting traditional employment models. So AI is disrupting the traditional employment models. So it leads to discussion about replacing the conventional economic system with the universal basic income. I mean, about the disruption caused by the AI in the traditional employment model. So how do Islamic finance perspective view this regarding wealth distribution and ethics of earnings, about the replacing the traditional, I think it's about the traditional wage-based economic system with the universal basic income. I think this concludes the question. Perhaps I will give the first one, perhaps to Dr. Hairunisa first. Perhaps you can have a talk on this, Mr. Hairunisa.
Apologize for the closing, Dr. Clara Sinta? No?
Yeah. No. Perhaps you have a thought on this for the Q&A for this question.
Yes,
about
I have answered by typing in the Q&A.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Hairunisa. So I'll pass to Nancy about this. How Islamic finance perspective view the disruption caused by the AI on the traditional employment models regarding wealth distribution and also ethics of earnings. Or Zunara already raised the hand, so I'll give to Zunara first, perhaps.
Thank you very much. So last year we launched our updated curriculum on Afla Youth's entrepreneurship, the entire Afla Youth package. And while developing and working on the entrepreneurship section, where we were suggesting the digital businesses like importing from China, rather not importing, just creating a web page where displaying my products, and when there is an order, I directly tell my vendor in the China to ship the product there in Nigeria or anything. When I was working through, I was continuously contemplating that it is from Muslims, this could be a general practice and it is happening. From the Muslims' point of view, perhaps there are so many questions on that. And we needed to think of that with each practice we recommend, there should be another angle from Islamic point of view or how it can be adjusted. So the question that we had, if I could understood correctly, it has three parts. Number one is entrepreneurship. Yes, for the entrepreneurship, when it comes to the Islamic finance, there is so much margin to align the practices, align the things, especially in nowadays when there is global business, digital businesses are in. Secondly, for the employment, yes, AI, before we jump to the Islamic guidelines discussion, overall, as my colleague Nancy also mentioned, this is the question of ethics. And yes, AI is interrupting even employment sector as well, including the entrepreneurship and everything. And we are working to come up with the specific and more critical aspects where we can present the solution on it. And when it comes to the AI tools and Islamic finance, we can have another session on it, that how there are financial AI tools across the globe, and as well as the contribution of Muslim researchers and Muslim, we can say the data scientists and the people who work on the tools and all that, how they have come up with AI tools with quickly help us to evaluate that this is aligned and everything that I'm not going into the detail of the question. But yes, there are the solutions coming up, and the supplement we are working on, we have jotted down all these things to make part of where and age or context related applicable to that. Please tell
All right,
me.
thank you. Yeah, thank you, Zinara. Nancy, do you have any thought on that? All right. All right. And I think there is no. Oh, so we have another one here. Oh, right. So I think we have answered all the questions. Perhaps from the audience here want to ask the question live. You may raise your hand here. I think we still have time for one question. Everyone? All right. So I think we can conclude this session. Uh, so as we conclude, is it clear that low financial literacy or Islamic financial literacy in particular is a global issue? Means it's not only in Indonesia, not only in Pakistan, but it's worldwide issue that we still have low financial literacy, particularly for the younger generation, right? And even though that problem is arise, even though financial literacy is believed as the fundamental pillar for the sustainable development itself. So is it important to ensure that the youth is empowered with the proper financial literacy without, of course, without compromising their religious value? And as we all know, that Islamic finance is based on the ethical perspective. So Islamic finance is not religious exclusivity. So Islamic finance is not exclusive for the Muslim only. Islamic finance is for all people in this world. Thus, Islamic financial literacy, the knowledge of Islamic finance, ethical values in Islamic finance is a must for the younger. An initiative is really needed to empower youth, our youth generation, with practical, faith, consistent, money management skills for an ethically grounded financial future, to ensure that the Islamic finance sustainability will going through longer than now, and also to ensure that the growth of Islamic finance will be sustained in the future. So I want to thank all our speakers, Dr. Khadir, Dr. Hernisa, Nancy, and also Zunara for their incredible contribution today. And also, I would like to thank all the participants for joining us online. So I know now I hand back the floor to the organizing committee to do the remarks for. I would like to welcome Dr. Haji Mawardi MH, the head of Ministry of Religion Office of Pamekasan Regency, to deliver the closing remark of the session.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable speakers, distinguished academic practitioners, and all participants of the International Conference on Islamic Finance. First of all, let us express our gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for His blessing and mercy, which allow us to gather in this important academic forum in good health. Ladies and gentlemen,
The audio.
I'm sorry, Pak. Your microphone is off, so we cannot hear your voice.
okay, I'll repeat it. First of all, let us express our gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for His blessing and mercy, which allow us to gather in this important academic forum in good health. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mawardi. Today, I am as the head of the Ministry of Religion Affairs Office, Pamekasan Regency, East Java, Indonesia. I warmly welcome and highly appreciate the organization on this international conference. This event is not only a platform for global exchange of ideas, but also a space for collective reflection in strengthening the role of Islamic finance in the development of the Muslim community. Ladies and gentlemen, Islamic finance has become a particular concern of the Ministry of Religious Affairs, especially in the context of how they implement Islamic finance literacy within Islamic educational institutions. We realize that Islamic educational institutions hold a strategic role in shaping the younger generation's understanding of Islamic economic principle that the just, transparent, and oriented toward public welfare. Therefore, strengthening Islamic financial literacy should not be limited to theoretical aspects, but must also reach practical implementation in daily life within educational environment. This is essential so that the values of Islamic finance are not only understood, but also internalized and practiced by students, especially students of Pamekasan. We believe that the prospective research, finding, and recommendation generated in this international conference will provide valuable input for us at the Ministry of Religious Affairs, particularly in formulating policies and programs to strengthen Islamic education in line with current development. On this occasion, we should also like to express our sincere gratitude and highest appreciation to all parties who have contributed to the success in this event, especially to Aflatoun International for its collaboration with Al-Khairat University of Pamekasan in presenting a high quality and impactful academic forum. And finally, we hope this conference will run smoothly and produce constructive ideas and bring broad benefit to the community, the nation, and the world. This is all I can say. Thank you very much, and I apologize. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for Dr. Mawadi for the closing remarks. So thank you for all the participants that joining us online for the second international conference on Islamic Thought 2026. Hopefully you can get knowledge from what we have discussed in our today's session from the main session about the Islamic financial literacy, as well as how we empower the youth to get more knowledge on the Islamic finance itself, and also on the money management skills that is important for the youth in the future. Thank you for your coming, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Excuse me to left.
Thank you Pak Mardi, thank you. Terima kasih Pak Mardi.